I'm Amy Arbogast, a professor at the University of Rochester and coordinator for the Speaking Fellow program. I'm going to offer you 6 tips on public speaking. I share these with my students, but I think they're going to be helpful for anyone out there. Know your audience. Good speakers think about what they're going to say. Great speakers think about who they're saying it to. Ask yourself, what do I want my audience to learn or take away from what I say? How do I want them to feel or respond? And think about who's going to be there. What do they already know or not know? What kind of jargon is going to be familiar to them or is going to make them feel a little left out? What's important to them? And how can you make them care about what you're saying? Thinking through these questions will make it much easier and more intuitive to convey your message. Be yourself. People want to hear your real ideas and see you show up as yourself. No one's interested in watching you play a character or pretend to be something that you're not. Think about the most compelling speakers that you've seen. We love it because we feel like they're being real. We feel like we get to know them. Lead with authenticity, and you'll be able to build trust and connection with your audience. Find your perfect pace. If you've ever been told you're a fast talker, you're in good company. We talk quickly because we know what we want to say and we're excited about it. We can keep up with our brains and the pace feels totally fine for us. The problem is that audiences don't live in our brains and don't know our material. So when they're hearing it for the first time, if we go at that pace that's great for us who knows everything, it can actually cause them to miss really important information. To make sure that you're speaking slow enough that your audience can keep up, but not so slow that you put them to sleep, practice until your pace feels just noticeably too slow to you. If it feels way too slow to you, then yeah, it's probably too slow. But I'm telling you that if it feels just right, you're honestly probably talking a little too fast for your audience. So practice until it feels just noticeably, like just irritatingly too slow, and you're probably in the sweet spot. If eye contact intimidates you, let yourself work up to it. Eye contact can be a really powerful tool for speakers to engage their audience and hold their attention. But it can also feel really intimidating. If eye contact makes you nervous, try out this trick. Start by picking 4 friendly faces in the audience. Maybe they're people you know, or just people who look nice. Try to pick people who are sort of placed around the room, like in 4 different quadrants. For the first minute of your speech, just look at those 4 faces. Because they're dispersed around the room, it looks like you're making eye contact with everyone, but in reality, you're just looking at faces that will encourage you. After that first minute, as you start to settle in, you can expand your eye contact to the rest of the room, always returning to those 4 friendly faces if you get a bit nervous. And if even this feels like too much for you, try looking at eyebrows instead of eyes. They're less intimidating because they can't look back. If you're feeling nervous, focus on getting started. Like most things in life, the build-up to speaking in front of others can often be more intimidating than the event itself. Remind yourself that the first 10 to 20 seconds might feel a bit rough, but that after that, your cortisol levels will even out, you'll start to settle in, you'll realize that you haven't been struck by lightning and no one's actively hissing at you, and you'll be off to the races. Practice your opening lines a few extra times so that you can be really confident with them. And trust yourself to build momentum, energy, and confidence as you go on. Practice, practice, and then practice some more. One cool thing about public speaking is that your speech gets better every time you practice it, regardless of whether you make any changes at all. With something written like an essay, you have to make edits to improve it. But with a speech, the very act of practicing makes it better because you become more comfortable with your material and more dynamic with your delivery. Practicing is the single most useful thing you can do to make a speech better and to help yourself grow as a speaker. And if you're a student at U of R, practice for a speaking fellow. These are specially trained undergraduates who can help you with presentations, interview practice, and conversation practice. They can give you feedback as an audience member to help you make revisions and to grow your public speaking skill set. When it comes to campus resources, they're simply unmissable.